Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something that I feel like is a very, very hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. It really is, and that is the fact that as we find out that supplements are largely worthless, if you look at the independent data, you look at what most dietitians and researchers are saying who only care about the science, who are in no way linked to the fitness industry, they're in no way making money on it. And, it starts to become apparent that even the most basic health supplements that we look at, most of the leading experts are kind of like, yeah, there's not really evidence they improve health. Okay? And we need to be clear on that. That is what most of the top experts are saying at this point. There's stuff that where they have looked at it and said, well, we thought there was some preliminary good stuff. But the more they look at things, even some basic vitamins, they're like, yeah, we don't think it actually helps. People who take this stuff plotted over long term, this doesn't help with their bone density. It doesn't help with their cholesterol. It doesn't lower cardiovascular disease. And again, we're talking about the most basic vitamin and mineral supplements. They're just not finding benefits. The same thing when it comes to muscle growth. You get people who are like, and I've even known a medical doctor, on my social media who said, well, no, I mean, you can't say these are where the beta-alanine, all this has shown some performance benefits. But those are some temporary, transient performance benefits. They don't seem to translate into any real gains. They don't translate into more muscle. They don't translate into more strength. Okay, and that's what people have to remember. It just doesn't appear to be the case. It just doesn't. And oftentimes what people forget, perceived intensity of training from a supplement is not translating into gains. Okay, I mean, we know that when we look at the only big study that was done on pre-workouts. Like no one is going to bother to study pre-workouts anymore because one that was so powerful that it got outlawed. I mean, we need to be clear here. Everyone's like, dude, this is the best pre-workout, man. This stuff is great. Oh my God, it's like crack. Remember Craze? It got outlawed because of the stuff in it. In a university study, it didn't produce any results. Yes, the people felt like they got, pumped up for their workouts. They felt like they got better workouts. But the people who were given it versus the control group didn't gain any more muscle or strength on the same training. Why? Because they had their actual strength and conditioning coaches at the university give them training. Okay? Actual real coaches wrote the programming for all of these people. Hopefully people hear that and they can see why we might look at that and go, oh, well, that explains why they didn't get any real benefits from anything else, because they had good training. They had good training. Everything was written in a way to where their fatigue was managed properly. So whatever their feeling or perceptions were of things were irrelevant. Right? They just had good programming and good coaching. They had registered sports dietitians at the university write their diets. Okay? And that was kind of the take home. They made sure that everyone had good training and good nutrition by real experts who work with athletes for a living. So then when they tested this pre-workout that was so powerful and one of the biggest, most favorite ones in the industry, what happened? It didn't do anything. There was no room for the placebo, right? There was no benefit. Okay. So where does this leave us? This leaves us in a case where people are like, they don't want to accept this. Do you know why? Number one, investment trap, right? Sunk cost fallacy. People do not want to believe that they have squandered their money. First of all, because, no, they can't, because I've spent all this money for all these years on this stuff. I've spent hundreds or thousands. In some cases, 10,000s on supplements. No one wants to go, I wasted all that money. Okay, that is a hard pill to swallow. Number two, no one wants to be made an ass out of. Okay? Anyone who has taken this stuff, all these different supplements, have also promoted them to their friends and told other people, oh yeah, they're great, I use this and that. Okay. They've promoted it to friends, family, co-workers, colleagues. And they bought into it. They've been made an ass out of. Okay? Nobody likes to want to believe that someone has made them a complete jackass and scammed them. Like, nobody wants to believe that. Like, that is, again, another hard pill to swallow. Because if people admit these things, that the science really is saying, oh no, these things work, they have squandered money for years, potentially. They've been made an ass out of. Then they'll have to admit to people, their co-workers, their friends and family, that someone made them into a jackass. Okay, because it requires them to admit that. Then we come over to anyone who's been involved in selling them. How many personal trainers have had to sell? How many influencers have helped sell them? Okay, how many of those people, if they accept that these things don't work, they then have to accept on some personal level they have profited off of a scam and that they're a scam artist. Okay, and that's another big deal. Someone who's trying to be a good person, for them to be put in a situation to where they're going to have to admit that they perpetuated a scam, maybe unknowingly, because they really believed in it. Okay, but how many of those people have done that, and then they're going to have to tell their clients and their friends and other people, oh yeah, I helped, all this stuff I've been convincing you guys to buy, and I've been selling, getting commissions on it. It turns out none of it works. Okay. Well, I believed it. I bought into the bullshit too, But how does that make them look as a professional? Okay, what does this do to their credibility? What does this do to their own belief that they're a good person? I mean, this is detrimental. That is why it is so difficult to convince people of this. Even when the best experts in the science out there is all saying this stuff's all worthless. The problem is you have all this other stuff to fight against. People are not going to want to accept that. And that's reasonable. And I don't know what the solution is other than we just keep telling people, and maybe we save the next generation from this bullshit. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.